What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, yes, you're reading that title correctly. Nintendo did, in fact, just essentially ruin gaming for a lot of people. But let's put a little backstory into this now. Nintendo Switch 2's direct just happened today, and I was very excited for it because I'm a big Nintendo fan. I've always been a big Nintendo fan, so this direct was something I was really looking forward to because I was really looking forward to the future of Nintendo and what was going to come next. Now, there was a lot of good stuff in that direct. We got Duskbloods from FromSoft, we got the new Donkey Kong game, and we even got Mario Kart. Yes, Mario Kart. Like the game that's supposed to be fun for the family, not so fun anymore for the family. That game is now going to be $80 digitally. You heard me right. Nintendo is the first company in the gaming space that is hiking their game prices up to $80. That I saw that. I didn't realize at first what this was going to entail until a breakdown came out of the announcements. And right at the bottom was digital games are $80. $80 for a digital game. I'm sorry. I know the Switch 2 is being lauded as oh, it has all these great specs and 120 FPS. I don't care, bro. I don't care. $80 for Mario Kart is insane. And it actually isn't even $80, by the way, because if you want to play Mario Kart online, you have to pay for Nintendo Switch Online. So in reality, it's probably going to be $100 to play that game if you buy the digital version. That is so beyond stupid, bro. Like, Nintendo was always lauded as the company that cared the most about the consumers because the prices were the lowest, right? Like, they still made great games, but they were also lower price. So that way they didn't really break the bank that much, but people felt good about buying Nintendo games because they were lower priced. Now Nintendo is making the scummiest move I didn't think was they were even going to do. I thought Rockstar was going to do it first with GTA. I didn't think it was going to be Nintendo with Mario Kart. I didn't think they were going to be the one that raises the prices off rip. I didn't think it was going to be them. I expected this from Rockstar with GTA. We all had our sights set on Rockstar because we all expected them to be the first ones to do it. Nobody in their right mind thought it was going to be Nintendo. If you had sat me down and told me Nintendo was going to be the first publisher to increase the prices of games to essentially $80, I would not have believed you. I would have laughed in your face because no Nintendo game is worth $80. Yes, not even Duskblood. Well, maybe Duskblood. Duskblood might be worth it because that's FromSoft and it's going to be peaked. But aside from that, no Nintendo game is worth $80. This terrifies me for the future, man. Imagine Pokemon. Legends ZA looks like an outlier because it's a Legends game, but think about Gen 10, all right? Because we're obviously going to get a Gen 10. Think about what that could be like. If Pokemon continues to pull the same shit that they did with Gen 9, you are essentially going to be spending $80 for a Pokemon game that looks slightly better. That has slightly better graphics, that runs in 60 FPS, but the games are still trash. Dude, that genuinely worries me for the future. And they won't even put voice acting in this game, so it's still going to be bad. In my opinion, man. But I don't want to get off too far off track. This is mostly just to talk about Switch 2, but bro, and you know what's crazy? I didn't even really have a problem with the $450 price tag because I had a feeling it was going to be something like that. When I saw the specs and all that they were showing off in the direct, I was like, okay, $450 is fine. But $80 for a digital version of Switch, knowing that, or of Switch games digitally, knowing, and this is what's fucked up about it too. This is the fucked up layer that people haven't really put together yet. Nintendo has essentially killed the relationship with Amazon. So if you want to order a game physically from Nintendo, not only is it probably most likely going to be $90, but you have to order it physically through their site. And what's bad about that is because pretty much every time like people try to order Switch games physically, we saw it with Xenoblade 3. We've seen it with so many Nintendo games. They are delayed. They always get delayed from shipping, so you get the game later. Like people go out of their way to buy the games physically and expect it to show up at the time that it's supposed to show up at. But Nintendo, because they don't really know how to do this, the games always get to the consumer late. So if you want to buy it physically, you have to go through their shitty website that always either crashes or they just can't ship it on time, which is insane. You're spending all this money and you can't even ship it on time. That's crazy. So now you don't have Amazon for that, where you can get it like essentially like next day. You don't have that anymore. That's gone. They essentially killed the relationship with Amazon. So that's one way off the table. Now it's essentially you have to go through all Nintendo. And that's terrifying. That's so bad, man. Because Nintendo and Nintendo is going to be the reason why physical games essentially go extinct. And that's maybe that's what they want, but charging essentially $90 for a physical game is insane. It's genuinely insane, man. Like I there was one screenshot that somebody posted on Twitter and it pretty much encapsulated everything that I've been talking about. They essentially posted a photo of the Switch homepage UI and it was just and on the UI it's just Mario Kart World loaded up and they essentially said like this is what everybody's Switch homepage is going to look like because we can only afford one game. That's essentially what the timeline we are in now. Nintendo has essentially ruined gaming for everyone now. This and the effects of this won't even be felt until maybe like a year or two later. But this is just the incident that sets all the dominoes go tumbling down. Now, now it's essentially going to be the standard. Like I said, we all had our eyes on Rockstar thinking they were going to do this first. Nope. Nintendo pulled the trigger first, and now everybody's going to follow. Especially if Mario Kart World does numbers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, expect games to be $80 going forward. And that's just so sad when you really think about it. Gaming is about to become the most expensive hobby, and it shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't. No game is worth, I've said this for years, no game is worth $80. This was my fear about gaming for so long that games were going to get this high in price. No game is worth this much money. No game is worth this much money. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I could sit here and ramble and rant about Nintendo for literally hours, but I think I'm going to cut it off here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you guys feel the same that Nintendo has essentially ruined gaming for a lot of people? Or am I just overreacting a little bit and this probably isn't going to be a big deal and maybe they even change the prices in the future? Who knows? Maybe it goes back to 60. I don't know. Hopefully that can happen, but it's not looking likely. This looks like the future that we're in now and I just don't like it. But let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.